We have another invader. Scout guide. Creative name, perhaps, I suppose. I was a scout for 11 years. I was a guide, I was a wolf scout, I was everything. Oh no! Oh no! He's got that helmet. He's got, I don't know, I suppose I like his fashion, the, oh, very good. The third tip. Nice punish, very good punish for my attempting to backstab you. Unfortunately, I know that trick, and I should be twinking because you're using human fine resin, aren't you? Very good to know that you'll swing into my shield. Very good to know that you'll swing on wake up. Let's all have a heal up and just make this last a little bit longer. That's good. That's nice of you. Are you going to try? Very good. Very good. Very good. Very, very well played. The I couldn't get the setup parry. His playstyle, very aggressive, very good. He makes me very worried about taking a parry. Thankfully though, he fought very well. And he didn't twink too much. The human fine resin, as I said, acceptable twinking. Broadsword, I think, I didn't see it, but very good, and a very good playstyle with effective punishing and should work very well on reasonably skilled players, but not very well on people who are creative, I should say, with their interpretation of the fighting mechanics in Dark Souls. I consider myself a creative interpreter. I will sometimes persist on doing dumb things because it sort of follows that I am dumb, and then lure you into a trap of thinking that I'm dumb when really I'm only slow to pick up on patterns and learning things. And but I recognize them. As soon as I recognize the patterns, I'm very bold on acting on them, and if I can't act on them, I'll just fall back on rustic play. And you know, it's difficult to mix up like that, and also by doing this I sort of remain unpredictable, and that's sort of something that has come there's something that crops up in people who describe how it is fighting against me, and that is that I'm very unpredictable and sort of will sometimes do very dumb things very often, and then suddenly out of nowhere break out some text that they weren't prepared for, that can probably sort of, you know, offset their interpretation of the fight. And being able to just do that, and that's a creative way of interpreting the fight, but you need to interpret what I'm saying here into your own sort of fighting language, if you will. You sort of have to consider how you fight, look at how you fight through countless hours of recording yourself and thinking back on what you should have done, and then sort of developing an understanding of how you react, because most people will just follow a pattern and not recognize that they are in a pattern until sort of they meet a wall and cannot proceed with the pattern they currently have and have to change up. Now I'm aware of my fighting pattern, and being aware is a important quality. Blitzern. Hello Blitzern. Now I'm in my menu. I'm choosing the most positive emote. He's doing what I'm doing. He knows the kick though. Very unwise use of the shield there, but I commend you for trying to kick me. Now, step 1, I learned that it took 4 strikes to break his guard. Step 2, I saw that I could keep swinging into his shield, even though he would be guard broken. So I continued to do that because it didn't look like he was going to parry me. And I think that was the Night Shields, but I'm not quite sure. So next time I swung into his guard, I stopped at 4 and took the riposte. It really was as easy as that. I do not know whether or not it was a new player or an old player. Doesn't matter. I played as newbie as I could. I first approached carefully, started swinging, got some damage, realized I should keep on doing this because obviously, you know, think like a dog really. If it works, you'll keep on doing it until it stops working and you get punished. Then you stop doing it. And R1 spamming is really the first thing you learn in this game, so you keep doing that until it stops working and then you do something else. And that's how you play as a noob, at least in my experience. And that's also how you should play if you want to sort of give people, noobs, if you will, give noobs a experience, the sort of experience you want them to be able to counter. And I want people to counter this sort of playstyle, the R1, 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 R1 playstyle. And I want people to be able to counter that because it's really a boring playstyle. The only other thing is I struggle to counter it sometimes. But that's another story. The interesting thing about R1 spamming is that, say, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now I've run out of stamina. And you'll notice that my staggered R1s are pretty well aligned with the sort of roll catching techniques that you'll need to do in order to catch people off guard. The staggered R1 that you get from being depleted of stamina are actually really good at roll catching people who do not expect to be roll caught. This is how many people have died in invasions, because the host will just keep spamming because of course it works, and if they're backed up by a phantom who's doing ranged shit, they don't experience any sort of pressure from the other player, the invader I should say, and the host will just continue swinging, and he will be out of stamina all the time. So answering, when you can recognize his patterns, if you see him swinging like this, you back off. If you see him swinging at this interval like this, you move in, because you have at least 1.5 seconds in between swings, which is plenty enough. Instantly, hosts will throw up the shields when they're out of stamina, and that means pretty much any attack will guard break them, so look for that. And turning on the aggression now will make them panic roll, but they won't have enough stamina to panic roll, so they'll get one roll, which you can then roll catch, and they'll keep on smashing roll until they keep on smashing R1. This is the sort of pressure, this is pressure that is self-applied, sort of. It's just the host is overreaching and you can punish him for it. Keep that in mind when you're looking at the host's patterns.